Hello, my friends from around the world. I hope you can hear me. I hope you guys can hear me. This is episode number 75 of Sunday Night Alive Power Hour. I'm excited to be here with you guys. I've got some things that I'm trying to work out here in my studio, and I'm also live on Facebook. I was supposed to have a guest today. It didn't work out. Timing was a little bit off. We will probably do this on another episode. Now, I have a question before I get started today. I have a question that I want to ask you. I am live here on YouTube and I am live on Facebook. Who are you? Who are you? We're going to talk a little bit about this mysterious subject, a little bit. Hopefully, after this episode is completed, we'll be a little bit more advanced in our thinking process. Hopefully, we'll be able to raise the bar, the standard in our thinking process just a little bit. Could you use a little bit of a raise standard? All right. Now, I want to share a little story before I get into this. A couple of days ago, I was in Modesto, California, and I was generating some leads for a business that I do part time, which is life expense or final expense. And I was walking and I heard a child uh, express a frustration. It was more of a verbal statement. I'm not sure what he said. It might have been, man, I knew it, or what the. And I looked over and I said, this is about a 7 to 8 year old child carrying his tricycle, and I believe probably the wheel fell off or the pedal fell off. Something happened to trigger that child's expression like that. And it was kind of unusual when I looked over and seen it, because it was more like I kind of saw like an adult reaction to a situation that could have been handled a lot differently. So why am I sharing this story with you? There's a lot that we can learn from the tricycle kid. And I wanted to bring this up in this episode because I got to stay focused here, but I wanted to bring this up in this episode because you're being influenced. We are being influenced by people, by circumstances, by experiences. And that child was a product. What I saw, that expression was a product of that child's relationship, either with a parent, with somebody. Somebody's influencing that child. And we see these things quite a bit with children, right? They act a little bit bizarre. It's like children are acting like adults. In fact, even adults, I've heard adults say, why don't you grow up to a child? And of course, a child needs to be a child, an adult needs to be an adult. But I'll tell you one thing about an adult is that an adult could use a little bit more imagination, and we can learn a lot from children. So that little story said a lot to me about that child, and it just kind of helped me reflect upon this question: who are you? Who are you? So we're going to get into this. I want to read a proverb today. This is episode 75. This is your program. I want you to challenge me. I'm going to ask you to challenge me. I'm going to do my best to challenge you. But I really want us to think about something. We've got a new week coming up. We've got a new Monday coming up. By the way, that number that you see there does go to Cephas, my partner. It goes to myself. And it might also reach Sam, who's on the East Coast in the Pittsburgh area. So I'll be uh, I'll be giving some salutes here in a minute once I get done with this. I want to get the Bible verse out of the way. It's a very interesting Bible verse that I read. Of course, I read a proverb. Hey, and I'm also going to share one joke today. Could I could I share a joke with you? Hi, Daniel. Could I share a joke with you? You may now let's prepare for this because it may not come out that well, but at least I'm making an effort. Okay, let's get into the proverb. Hebrews 9:28. Christ. This is a very interesting verse. By the way, I do promote the Bible. I encourage people to read scripture. And if you are challenged in your life today more than ever, pray. Find a place to pray. So Christ, this is Hebrews 9:28. So Christ was once offered to bear the sins of many. It doesn't say all, it says many. Interesting. And unto them that look for him shall he appear the second time without sin unto salvation. So, according to the Bible, there's going to be a second appearing of Christ without sin. It's a very interesting spiritual verse. I'm not going to get into it. Maybe in future broadcasts, I'll talk a little bit more about my observations of the Bible if you're interested. I want to know what's on your mind. Like I said, I want to be challenged. And I wanted to go back to the child story because it feels like I'm missing something here with the tricycle kid in Modesto, California. It was just something unusual about that child. It's like, they don't know, children don't really know how they're behaving sometimes. They just express what they've absorbed at home or at school or other places. I guess the moral that I want to share a little bit here is, who are you? Who are you? So I didn't get rid of, I shared the verse. And okay, here's my joke. No. Let's get into some house cleaning here. Daniel, welcome. If you got a question for me, Daniel, feel free to ask. By the way, any questions, I don't care what it is. If you got something, interrupt me. I can get back. I lose a little bit of train of focus sometimes anyways. But I don't think you guys notice that. Or maybe you do. Who are you? Okay. Don't bust my chops here. The piano said to the tuna fish, okay? Let me see. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. All right, that joke's over and out of the way. So what's important, my friend, here in this episode tonight? I see we've got Sam. I want to welcome Sam to the episode. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Nahil, welcome to the episode. This is number 75. I was off track a little bit when I started the program, so I'm trying to get my composure here. Hopefully I'll get it as I go through. See, we all fail at one point or another. Mr. Imran, hi. John, hi. Jim, hi. Welcome to the episode. So I see we've got a couple of people that are actually joining. And Daniel is watching by way, I think he's still watching by way of Facebook. So what do we have on our minds? I'm open right now. I am whatever I think I am, Jim says. Good afternoon. I am open to questions. I'm open to statements. What about this world, this is like a can that you can open up, a can, right? Who are you? I shared a little story about a little boy, 7 or 8 years of age earlier, right? That was expressing, I just kind of found that unusual. It caught my attention that a child would express himself like that. But then again, we're seeing that all over the place. Most people today don't know who they are. Most people don't know. Do you know who you are? Santos, who are you? This morning I got in front of the mirror and I looked into my eyes and I asked myself that question probably for the 50th time. Not this week or this day. But I started sharing some things right out of my thoughts, right out of my mouth with myself. And I was like, wow, yeah. It is, I believe, one of the most important questions. I wrote a book, 3 of Life's Most Important Questions. And one of the questions in that book was, who are you? And there's so much that we can uncover from asking that question. Of course, it can be, we want to go positive, but it can be very negative. Have you ever heard this before? Some people are just too close to the river of denial. And the river of denial, when I'm not talking about over there near Ethiopia and those areas, Egypt and those areas, I'm talking about this very dangerous river. It's called the river of denial. And many people a lot of people hang out close to the river of denial. They do. They skinny dip there. Ever seen people? You probably know people that are skinny dipping very close or inside. Maybe they're dipping into the river of denial. They're going to get swept away. You get too close to that river, you're going to get swept away. Many people have lost their lives because they hung out too close to the river of denial. When you start asking yourself the question, who am I? Who are you? You're going to uncover some things. Hopefully there's going to be some negatives about that. All right. We have to accept. God grant me, is it Alcoholics Anonymous, Gamblers Anonymous, that the 12-step program that says, part of that prayer says, God grant me the strength to change the things that I can change, but or give me the grace to accept the things that I cannot change. And when you know what's on the inside, if it's negative, we can deal with it. If it's positive, we want to grow. We want to grow the heck out of that, don't you? Who are you? In fact, take a few minutes right now. If you're taking notes, I'm encouraging you to take notes right now. And 5 things, 5 characteristics, 5 labels. Who are you? All right, I'm going to take some questions. I see the audience climbing up here. Katrina, welcome. Good to see you here. Mr. Imran Jeep, experiencing failure again, how to keep it positive. Hang out with me, Mr. Imran. Hang out with us today here. I'm going to give you a little bit of an injection, all right? A little bit of an injection for you, my friend. Just take it in. Take it in, my friend. Hope you're well. I am. You know what? I'm working on. I'm not wearing my glasses today. I'm experimenting. I'm trying to see if my X-ray vision actually works. No, I'm just kidding. I am working on being super fantastic, terrific. Let me see. Hold on. I'm getting the cart before the horse. Super fantastic, terrific, and over the top in spite of and because of to the maximum. It works, right? If I work it, it works. That's my motto. That's what I wake up with. I believe in service to others. Jim Rohn, I've been really thinking about Jim Rohn in the last couple of days. Jim Rohn said, work on yourself more than you work on your job. So if you ask yourself this question, you're going to start getting some pretty phenomenal answers. You're going to find out a little bit more about yourself. You're going to begin a journey of exploration is what you're going to become. And I believe this is a healthy habit. Do you guys agree with me that it's a healthy habit to ask yourself, not just today once after this program's over or right now, but on a continual basis? Get in front of the mirror. Get in front of the mirror, in front of a big vanity mirror, and ask yourself, who are you? Santos, Jim, Laura, Sam. We're not just a name. That child earlier had no clue how he was behaving. He had no clue what he was expressing. He had no clue that his associations were the impact in his life, and that's why he responded the way that he did. I got a friend in the studio. I'll let him hang out for a little bit. This is a very, very good subject here to discuss. Again, I'm willing to take on some questions here. I've got some people that are coming on, dropping off. What's going on? Okay, knowing yourself means understanding your strengths and weaknesses. Sam Krish of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, USA says, knowing yourself means understanding your strengths and weaknesses. And Sam is a man that understands discipline. He's a man that understands future. Man, this thing's just, anyways. So it's a good share there. It's a good share. Let me fix my screen there a little bit. Okay. Yumoto, can you not compare yourself with others as a standard for improvement? Do you improve so that you can fit more with what society says is successful? That's a great question, Jim. You motorized bicycles. Most people are becoming a product of their environment, like that child that we spoke about. Tricycle, let's call him Tricycle Tim, TT. I remember I was the same way. I was making decisions. I was living a life. I didn't know who I was. I had no clue who I was. And I talk to people all the time. I come across families, individuals just about every single day. And I catch people in conversations. Of course, I catch myself in conversations too. And I have to literally work on my speech all the time. And I hope that you are. Are you working on your speech? Because your speech is your ticket to freedom, to liberty, to growth. And I'm getting grossed right now by this fly that's hanging around the studio. But let it get too close, I'm going to get it. Now, where were we, stupid fly? We're talking about asking ourselves, digging deep down inside of ourselves and figuring out who we are. It's hard to serve people. It's a challenge to serve people. It's a challenge. In fact, it's a challenge to get out of ourselves when we're stuck in a certain area in life if we don't really know who we are. Because we're going to live our lives, like Jim said, right? Like Tricycle Tim, like TT. We're just going to express ourselves and talk and live out a life that basically has been kind of thrown upon us from childhood. I remember I used to be afraid. I used to live in fear. And I had a fear of men in particular. I was talking to my sister the other day, and she's a little bit slow. She's handicapped, and she's working as a courtesy technician for some local homes back in the Connecticut area. And she called me up a little bit down, and she says, yeah, my supervisor says that I have to work a little faster because she's slow. My sister's slow, even in her. So I said, that's very simple, Nancy. I said, can you work faster? She said, yeah. There's your resolution. If you need help, of course, my sister's handicapped, you can ask your supervisor for help. Ask her. I want to work faster. I believe I can. Would you give me some tips to help me out? You got to decide. All right. If you don't believe, I remember that there was a point in my life where I was told that I needed to move faster. Santos, you're too slow. For some reason, I couldn't hear these individuals tell me, you can work faster. You can do more. You can be better. For some reason, I just couldn't hear that. I had these mental blocks, is what it was, right? I was performing to what I had been prepared for as a child. So therefore, gambling comes into the picture because I started gambling, rolling the dice very early on. So that seed was planted very early on. Now, I'm gonna disrupt my schedule here, and I'm gonna get into this. Let me see what Maxwell Maltz says. Focus on the positive to start positive change. David Goggins says, be honest what you are bad at and work on them. Exactly. If you're near the river of denial, you best start inching away from it. right? Because the current, there's all kinds of undercurrents there. You don't even see it. And you're going to slip in and you're going to get caught and it's going to take you away. Many people fall, sadly. Let me see what, thank you, Jim. Thank you, Sam, for sharing. Laura says, I was at a casino. Oh, man. You just broke my heart, Laura. It happens. Okay, I was at a casino about a week ago. I broke out even, I think. I couldn't handle the smoke. It burns your eyes. And by the way, if you need to get a hold of us, there's the number. There's the number. You can get a hold of us anytime. We're here to help. We're here to serve. It takes practice. It takes practice. It takes determination. In this today, in the day that we're living in, I mentioned this earlier, we're getting ready to go into a new week, right? It's a new week. Tomorrow's Monday. Where are you going to find yourself? Where will most of the world find themselves tomorrow? We're here, we're discussing a few topics. We're talking about self-empowerment, self-improvement. I'm glad that I'm here. I am glad, even though I was a bit challenged earlier, I'm glad that I'm here. I'm glad that you're here. What are we going to walk away? What are we going to walk away with from this episode? What are we going to walk away with? So, Laura, I don't know about the casinos anymore. Eventually, they'll get further and further and further and further away. They'll be like a little speck, like a little dot, little, what is it? Teeny weeny, polka dotted red bikini. No. Oh, never mind. I won't go there. If you're slightly overweight, why is that not acceptable to most? Can I accept it? If I am not acceptable, it is because of what I see in other people. I am influenced. But is this influence okay? That's right. You got to know who you are in this day and age. We're talking. Yeah, there is so much change taking place very quickly. You and I are living in a very uh, dramatic and exciting time in history. Think about this. In another couple months, we're going to be in the year of 2020. Well, to some people, that is no big deal. To you and I, that's a huge deal. To this movement of soldiers of self mastery, that's a big deal. Of course, tomorrow's a big deal. Next week's a big deal. You and I, must be preparing ourselves for what is coming. We can see some things that are coming. We can see them. We know they're there. They're coming. There are some things that we won't see coming. They'll just hit us like a tomahawk from one of the destroyers or one of these U.S. Well, it doesn't have to be a U.S. ship. It's going to get you. We really need to be focused more and more. Because if not, we're going to fall into the traps. We're going to fall into the snares. We'll go deeper into the casinos. We'll go deeper into the smoke. We'll go deeper into the alcohol. We'll go deeper into the bad temper. And you notice, because employers, there's a little bit less employers today than there were a year or two ago. Now, I'm not saying that opportunity's gone. There's always going to be opportunity, but most people are workers. Their job, right? I live my life off commissions. I don't have an hourly job. I got to work on myself. I got to perform, whether it's coaching, whether it's writing a book, even if I have mistakes in it. By the way, the Gambling Problem Breakthrough Academy is open for enrollment. And we're going to be adding more to that. and expanding it to make it better, to make that product. That product will help you start where you need to start, and it will answer the question of how to start the problem, the Gambling Problem Breakthrough Academy. SantosPlace.com, SantosPlace.com. And of course, there is one-on-one coaching available. So we're getting ready to wind down here in a little bit. I hope that what we're sharing tonight in this episode gets you thinking. I appreciate the input. Looks like Mr. Imran. I wanted to get to him here. I was good for a month and back and damn spiraled now, damn, and out. I can't believe it. I guess it's part of the process. I do know. Well, the truth of the matter is that if you want to stop gambling, period, you can stop gambling. That is the truth. We can believe it's a process. See, this is one of the reasons why I'm a little bit unorthodox today. I didn't understand these principles of transformation philosophy. Most people today are doing traditional things. Are you looking for new ideas? Are you looking for different life hacks, different tools that can help you achieve what you want to achieve on your time, in your space? I mean, if you want to go out of the house and go to a meeting and do these things, you can, right? But if you don't have to, if you can take that time and use it for something else more valuable, why not? You're at home, you have access to the world's largest search engine, which is YouTube. Amazing what you can do through YouTube, with YouTube and through YouTube. It's a process. Everything starts today. Everything starts right here. If you haven't started it yet, if you haven't asked yourself the question, who are you? Sam, Laura, Jim, Mr. Imran? If you haven't, it starts today. Today, it starts today. Ask yourself that question. You're struggling with gambling. You're struggling with something in your life. Maybe you need to generate more income like me, right? I need to generate more income. I don't like having more money at the end of the month. Do you? We have to generate more income. How is finding out who you are and what you're capable of, digging deep inside yourself is going to improve your value. You have to become valuable. You have to bring value to the marketplace. We've got competition. There's others. There's many young people that are hungry. They're hungry. They're hungry. Hungry. Self-empowerment is a pretty big field. There's many things that you can do with it. There's different ways that you can tap into it. Questions is part of this program. Asking yourself the right questions. I tell you, my friend, ever since this morning, I got on this kick about asking myself, who are you? You're not just Santos. You know, you could be an architect. You could be a life coach. You could be a writer. You could be a confident person. You can be a truck driver. You could be a very good father. You can be a good husband. You could be a person of integrity. You can be a person that believes in helping others. You could have a mission. What is your mission? What is my mission? Build confidence. Create more imagination. Create creativity. Inspire. You know, if you have creativity and imagination, I believe it trumps education. I really do. That's what Ford said. Or was it Napoleon Hill? I believe it was Napoleon Hill that said that. And many others have said that. Now, you combine creativity with imagination, and then you add knowledge or education to that, man, you're unstoppable. And we have to prepare ourselves for what's ahead. You have to start looking deeper. we must start looking deeper at ourselves as we go forward, because we need to grow stronger. You need to know who you are. You need to know what you're made out of. You need to know what you're capable of. You need to strengthen, you need to empower your strengths and override your weaknesses. This is what I tell myself every single day. And believe me, it's a challenge with all the everything that we don't have to. Santos, you don't know my, I don't know your situation. I know mine, and I know mine's pretty tough as it is by itself. Developing a couple of businesses, uh, bringing in income streams, holding on to my licenses, making sure that I pay taxes, recovery from credit cards and old debts that I still owe. But you got to keep your head up. You got to keep your smile going. And even on top of these things, sometimes you can get those sidewinders that come at you from nowhere, right? Man, everything it seemed like it was going good, and all of a sudden, bam, you get hit with something else. Who are you? Nahil says gambling destroys lives. Stay far away. I agree with you, Nahil. Laura says, I'm actually doing great, and you just have to make small changes. Inch by inch, it's a cinch, right? It's not easy, it's not hard, it's doable. There's always room for improvements within room for improvements. If you're not training your brain is going to train you. The good life will come out of a good series of good, positive reminders. Let me say that again. The good life will come out of a good series of good, positive reminders. You may be hearing me repeat myself quite a bit. It's needed. It's needed. I'm so busy. Nahil says, I'm so busy now, I don't have the time to think about it. My credibility, self esteem, and peace of mind is at the highest in my life. My credibility, self esteem, and peace of mind. Three of the greatest uh, luxuries. I consider them a luxury too, because they're needed very, very bad, and not everybody has it. Many people are looking for it. They're just looking for it in the wrong places. So thank you for sharing that, Nahil. That was good. I can finally accomplish things on my to-do list. Laura says I'm starting to get rid of clutter. Pack rat. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about getting organized, right? The best place to get organized is where, though? I'm not going to answer that one. I'll leave you hanging. The best place to get organized is where? And it has skin covering it. Anyways, so I want to thank each and every one of you guys for being here on this episode. A couple of things. This is a challenge. I will admit, not everybody's going to enter into the arena of exploration to ask themselves that question. Not everyone will, because some people just don't want to see what's inside. They're either afraid of failure or they're afraid of success. One of those two. You'll never know unless you begin. This is a journey. Running a business is a journey. We can depend on a job. A job is good. A job is part-time. You can depend on a job. Or you can begin searching inside yourself and figuring out how you can become more valuable. Like Jim Rohn says, you can become more valuable, and you can polish whatever it is that you have that you bring to other people, to the marketplace. I guarantee that if you begin to explore in this arena of asking yourself, who am I? You're gonna open up things for yourself. Who knows where this journey can take you? Who knows if this door that you open up by asking this question could be the final straw that breaks the camel's back on your gambling issue or some other issue that you've got going on. All right, Daniel, I'm going to head out here. Thank you for being with me. I hope that you're doing super fantastic in the Big Apple, my friend. I'll catch you on the next one at the top on the inside. All right. So, all right, I'll share that. Whoever wants to see that on Facebook. All right, my friends. Let's see what we've got left here. By the way, I want to thank you for your donations. I know there's been a few of you that have donated. I want to thank you for your donation. By the way, if you want to join this tribe, all you have to do is subscribe. Turn on your notifications so that when I go live or set myself on fire or share a joke like the piano joke that I shared earlier. You can tune a piano, but you can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. That's what the piano said to the tuna fish or to the fish. Anyways, I'm sure you guys thought that was hilarious. And yes, you're welcome to laugh at me if you want, as long as you laugh. Wilson, welcome to the program. How you doing, Santos? This is Wilson C. from Wilmington. Do I screw again? I think you said you screwed up again. Well, don't remind yourself of it, because does it feel good to remind yourself of what you did yesterday or earlier today if it's already behind you? It doesn't feel good, does it? Let it go. Mark, welcome to the program. We're almost at the end. Laura says, let me see, I'm starting to get rid of clutter. Okay, I read that one. Mark, that's funny, Santos, the joke you made. Oh, the piano joke. All right, I'll keep that one. It's not as good as the three-legged chicken joke. No, I'm just kidding. It's not as funny. Katrina says, which is the best way to donate, Santos? Bad at paying online. How do I do this for you, Santos? Katrina, thank you for the offer. You can donate through PayPal, or if you want to donate, you can just call the number right here. It's a live chat. You can get a hold of myself or my engineer, Cephas. He's also a life coach. And we can, you can actually send a money order. If you want to send a money order, I can give you my address. I don't have a problem with that. It's all going towards this mission, this empowerment mission. So, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And by the way, if you donate at least $25, $30, I'm going to send you an autographed copy, just a little. It's just a little token. I'll put a little scratch in there, and I'll even write something secretive in there for you, so that when you read it, it'll be like a subliminal message, help you gain some more, like an injection of self-belief. Fair? And I did get my pens. That I ordered, stylus pens with my logo, but they got the wrong phone number on the pen. So now I'm waiting for my next shipment. But they're pretty cool pens. Yeah. In purple. Got them in purple too. So it's a little stylus. Anyways, it is with that. This fly is going to die. Die, fly. Wilson, I'm sorry to hear that. If you need help, Wilson, listen, enroll yourself in the Gambling Problem Breakthrough Academy. You're going to spend a lot more in the days ahead in the casinos. Why not take a little bit, pennies, and invest in yourself? You'll have something for the rest of your life, okay, because it's only a one-time little payment, and you'll have some bonuses, and you'll have a bit of a coaching session in there with me, if you're not afraid. I don't think you are. And then you'll have access to that program that'll help you start where you need to start, and it'll show you how. It'll tell you where to start and how to start. And you could begin that process, my friend, for yourself. You can do it. You can do it. You don't have to wait. As I was talking earlier, and I think I lost my train of thought. You can make a decision and you can move away from problem gambling. You can do it with all the technology, with all the videos, with all of the blogs, with all of the teachers and the philosophers that are out there, and the Bible in particular. If you're a person of the Bible, read the Bible every day. I read a scripture every single day. Every single day I meditate on a scripture. And of course, I am a person of prayer, so I pray. That's my foundation. Everything else is secondary. Maxwell Maltz, Jim Rohn, Anthony Robbins, my mom, my dad, all of these other places that inspire me. And even you inspire me too. I'm not trying to put you in second place, but unfortunately, my first foundation is my first place, right? You have to be that way. Sometimes you got to be a little greedy for yourself to be able to change and transform and focus and serve others. All right. Can you send donations to the mail? I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. If you want to send a direct donation to me, you can send it directly to 4411, okay? Abruzzi Circle, and that's in Stockton, California, 95206. There it is. 4411 Abruzzi Circle in Stockton, California, 95206. I usually would not do this and put my address out there, but I don't live in fear. I'm not afraid. My identity theft, my identity is protected completely with a company called Kroll. I'm not worried about anything. Okay, I'm going to live my life. I'm going to empower this mission. I'm going to empower you, if you allow me to, and youth and many other. So I'm not going to live my life in fear. I put my address out there. If you truly want to help yourself and you want to help others, donate. Give freely to that. You don't have to use PayPal. You don't have to use my process server at my. You can send directly there to Soldiers of Self Mastery at that address. So I want to thank you. Ireland. Wow. Ireland. Yeah, I've been getting calls from London, from Ireland, and where was the other place that I got? Might have been, was it Russia? No, London, Italy, France. Anyways, it's a pleasure to get your phone calls. I truly appreciate you guys. I really do. I honor you. In fact, I may stay on here for a little bit longer since I see more people coming on board. I may stay here for a little bit longer and see if there's any more challenges, any more questions, well, I don't care what it is. Maybe I can share a story. Okay, I will share another story. I shared this story in the video. You guys remember the Mexican guy that was with me at the casino? Now, again, I can talk about this freely because I don't have a problem with the casino anymore, okay? So I can share stories like this. I'm not glorifying the casino. But I can tell you that you can get away with a lot of stuff in the casino. Well, to a certain degree. I was in the casino. I met this guy one afternoon. I was losing money. I was wandering around like a chicken with his head still on. And I met this Mexican guy, kind of tall, thin guy, and he says, "I'm a winner," he says to me. I remember his conversation. "I win all the time." He plays the dollar slots. I said, "Oh, okay, really? That's great." He says, "You hang around, you cash my ticket, I give you $400. I said, "Right on." I hung around for a little bit, right? I had already lost money. I was not in good shape. Well, we were there for a little bit. Lo and behold, I believe I jumped on the machine that he won, got the 777s, right? It was like a $1,400 jackpot somewhere, 1,200, 13. It was a nice jackpot. So I'm sitting there. I believe that I got in front of the machine and I pulled a ticket, or either that or he gave me the ticket. So I went nonchalantly, went over to the cashier, put it down, and she kind of looked at me, and I looked at her and tried to smile, and she gave me some cash. I walked away. I gave the money to this guy. He slipped me 400. Either that I kept 400 or he slipped me 400. We went back to the machines. Now, I had been in the hole already, like a couple $100, at least five. Next thing you know, I get a tap on the shoulder. I say probably 15, 20 minutes after we split the loot. Us pirates split the loot. And we're sitting there. This is Emeryville, California, the border of Berkeley and Emeryville. There's a casino that was built there a couple years ago. I remember because I brought chairs into that place. Next thing you know, I'm gambling in there, right in the Bay Area. I didn't have to drive to Reno anymore. What a bad idea. Come with us. We want to ask you some questions. I remember there was at least 3 or 4 individuals. One of them might have been a woman. So I'm thinking, I was a bit scared. I didn't have the confidence that I have today. I didn't have the mindset that I have today. So I was a bit scared. I'd admit, I didn't crap my pants or anything like that, but I was scared. So they're walking us to this office, right? And you kind of get the picture of these, these movies like Ocean's 11, where they bring you in the back office and basically they kind of work you over and then they throw you out some door, like a back door. Nobody knows you. Well, that wasn't the case here, but we were getting drilled. I remember going in this one room and they brought this let's call him Jose. So Jose's looking at me. Jose can't really speak that well English, a little bit broken, and he didn't have an ID, right? That's why I cashed the check for him. Or he didn't have a social security. He had some fake ID or something maybe, but he didn't have a social security number. Something like that. Anyways, so they're asking us questions, what did you do with the money? We know what you guys did. We've been watching you guys, this and the other thing. I'm like, okay. I'm lying right through my teeth. They're asking me questions, and basically, we played for a little bit. So where's the money? What they wanted to know what we did with that ticket because they had an idea. They said we whatever they saw. I didn't see anything on camera. I told them, I was betting big. I lost it all. I was betting big. I had the money in my pocket, right? I had like $400 in my pocket, maybe more, some 20s, a bunch of 20s, but they weren't. We were there, and this guy's like, he's scared. He's scared because I believe that he was under the impression that maybe they were going to call the police and have him deported back to wherever I don't know if I think he was Mexican. So they drilled us for a little bit, and I could tell for a little bit that they were getting frustrated, right? They were a little bit angry, and I stood my ground, and this other guy, Jose, he stood his ground. Eventually, they got so angry, they said, "You know what? Get the hell out of here. We don't ever want to catch you on our premises again. If we do, you're going to be arrested on the spot. So get out of here. Get out now." And we hightailed it out of there. They did me a favor because I walked out of there with a couple hundred. I don't know if I had 400 or 300, but I had money in my pocket. I walked out of there. I never saw Jose ever again. And I did come back to that casino. I did come back, and I gambled a few more times. I don't know how many times after that, but I did come back. So it goes to show you that banning yourself from the casino doesn't work. Anyways, I can say that. I can share that story because it was funny. We committed fraud. It could have been a lot worse for us. It could have been a lot worse for this young man. The police could have gotten involved. Who knows? There could have been people, there could have been bad people in that casino that ran that casino. And they could have worked. Anyways, that's my story. I hope you enjoyed it. LifeLock, Mark, I have Kroll through Legal Shield. Kroll is a lot bigger than LifeLock. LifeLock is a $1 million guarantee on identity theft protection and social media monitoring. Kroll is $5 million. And Kroll also has private investigators. I do not believe LifeLock has private investigators. So there's a big difference. We don't advertise on TV like LifeLock does. That's why they charge more. Our prices are a lot lower than LifeLock too. So thank you, Katrina. Great story. I'm a legend. All right. Um, you helped me so much. You're very inspirational. Thank you, Nahil. You helped me too. I really, when you guys comment, when you send a donation, when you meet me here live on this program, you inspire me too. I want you to know that. You motivate me to really dig deep inside myself and say, man, what can I bring to the program that would leave an impression upon all of us for something better going forward? What can I do? And I'm always open for ideas. So, and we are looking for new tribe members. Tribe. This is a tribe. This is a movement. You're welcome to belong. You can call yourself a soldier or a soldierette. Even though you're not there yet, even though you may not feel like a soldier, you start saying it, eventually you'll believe it. Well, if I call myself a non gambler enough times, will I believe that too? Yes, you'll believe that. But what if you call yourself a non gambler? And what if you use life hacks? What if you write in your journal about the fact that you're not a non gambler, and you write about the lifestyle of a non gambler in your journal, and you continue to do that? And then you watch more videos like this, and then you talk to yourself when you're in your car. What happens when you do all of that? It creates faster, more rapid progress. That's what it does. It works. That's what this movement is all about. This program keeps me from gambling. Yeah, but you gambled last week, though. You gambled last week, though, Laura. It keeps you going. You got to keep it going, Laura. You know what? I'm gonna believe. I'm gonna believe for you, Laura. Just a total. Imagine if you never gambled ever again from today on. Never gambled again. Imagine the money that you would save. Imagine your self-esteem. Imagine your inner well-being. Imagine what your family, imagine the time that you can use. Imagine what you can do with all of that. Imagine. You wake up on Saturdays, you feel good. You wake up Friday, you get off work on Friday night after you get that big old fat paycheck, you feel good. That's what I'm talking about, my friend. Gambling is not that difficult. I'm telling you right now, stopping gambling is not as difficult as we believe it is. It is not. We've just been fed all kinds of lies through society and psychologists and people out there that maybe did never even experience what it is to be a gambler. But they have a title, they have a license, right? They have a doctorate, they have a master's degree. Santos, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, but I experienced it and I got myself out of it. How about you, sir, with a master's degree, trying to educate people? I'm not judging doctors. Don't judge me. Anyways, uh, that's why I stopped going to GA. You are what you say you are. You repeat it enough and you will become it. That's true. Isn't that, how much more simple can it get? I remember I heard somebody say that person, regarding another person that I used to know, family member, that person is such a liar that he or she actually believes what they're saying. They're convinced. And I remember I had conversations with this individual and I thought, wow, what a peculiar person. I know they're lying, but yet they're actually believing what they're saying. So I talk about self-talk. I talk about the power that you can generate in your own life. Man, it's like, I don't know where we're going with this, but we're going somewhere. Your vocabulary, your speech, your vocal cords, your tongue, your mouth, your lips, it's a package. It's a gift. When you start to control that better, you're going to turn your life around. because your words come from thoughts, and your words will impact your mind. And your mind, the little laws, the principles that operate in your subconscious are operating your behavior. So if you want to stop your behavior, what do? You control the mechanism that controls your behavior, right? Start earlier we were asking the question, who are you? Powerful question. Comes out of your mouth. It's just a few words, right? Who are you? You can open up a whole new journey. You can enter a world of exploration just with those 3 words. Think about what I'm sharing here, my friend. We're going to be coming down on this program soon. We're going to be winding down here, but think about what I'm sharing. I know I get radical. People think I'm crazy. I know. It doesn't matter to me. I'm unorthodox. I don't care. I don't care about taking, like somebody said, I don't like taking pills. I go to the doctor. I don't want to take pills. I want to do things more naturally. And you know what? The best pill that you can take is your own speech. You can reprogram your mindset. The best pill, yeah, it's a placebo, but it's actually, it works, right? In the beginning, it's like a placebo. You talk to yourself, you say something to yourself enough times, you're going to start believing it. You can move yourself away from gambling very quickly by doing this. There's a madness. There's a method to this madness. I talk about it in many videos. In fact, I just created a video not too long ago talking about self-talk. And I'll probably make another one soon coming up. Maybe I'll get a little bit deeper into the, what is it? Semantics of why your voice is so powerful, why your words will transform you, and why this is a gift. All right, my friends, I have to drop off. Thank you, Santos. I hope that everyone has a successful and happy week. Thank you. God bless. Thank you, Nahil. I appreciate you. And keep coming. Share my videos. Support the mission. If you need help, you know who to get a hold of. Or get help anywhere. Anywhere you can get a hold of help. Get help. Get it. Get it while you can. Until my next time, I truly appreciate each and every one of you guys from the top of my heart. I hope you've enjoyed my jokes today. More importantly, who are you? Who are you? I'll see you at the top on my next episode.